Hello everybody, this is Patrick with Mainland Cycle Center, and today we are looking at the brand new Cfmoto CLC 450. And I just wanted to give my kind of first impressions, what my initial thoughts were. This bike is a 450cc engine. It's based off the engine that's in our 450 SS. This bike has got about 40 horsepower, about 30 foot-pounds of torque. And initially, I'm actually quite impressed by this motorcycle. It is beautiful shade of pure black, and they've put a lot of detail into this machine. They really wanted this bike to come off as exceedingly high-end for its class. Now, obviously, I am a Kawasaki Cfmoto and KTM dealer, and the only thing I have that directly competes with this motorcycle is the Kawasaki Eliminator 450. And I'll probably make another video a little later that kind of showcases some stuff between the two. But initially, this bike, and you know, some of it's like the new factor, right? So you're like, ooh, this thing's nice and shiny and new, but I really did try to put that aside for this machine, and it has a lot of things on it that I think are really high class. It has a couple things I think are a little cheesy that I wish they changed, and then I've kind of got some opinions on what I think that maybe they should do in the future. But this definitely has a little more bobber-esque stance, kind of a, I'm trying to think of a direct competition machine. We have a Rebel 300 kind of stance where it has that sunken headlight in the front here, and then the nice dial across the top, versus my Kawasaki Eliminator. It's kind of low and long, versus this bike is short and up top, but the seat height is pretty low still. So when I'm talking about that, I'm mostly talking about the front end, not necessarily the seat height. Stage 1 brakes on this bike, which high-end brakes, probably nicest thing in this level of motorcycle. I really like the fin feature that they put on the engine. This actually costs the manufacturers a lot of money. I've talked to this with multiple other customers on our Z900 RS. Even though it uses the same engine that's in our Z900, they did this same kind of finning design on that engine. And Kawasaki was telling us it's quite expensive to have that done. Obviously, you have to have a whole new mold for a cylinder, things of that nature. Let's see here. Really nice looking stock exhaust. It actually sounds an awful lot like a 450 SS upon startup. So the 450 SS has kind of had that choppy, aggressive sound, even though they're not super crazy aggressive. Another thing I like on this bike is the wheels, where they machined this little bit of the wheel here. Kind of makes it look like spokes, even though it's a mag wheel. And I think, you know, a lot of people like the look of spoke wheels, but they want the ease of maintaining a mag wheel, and so that's a big benefit. 150/80/16 on this bike in the rear. Really nice wide size tire, and it feels good while driving. Me personally, I kind of think the tail end section is a little cheap looking and feeling. It'd be really nice if they had put in some kind of thin undertail, maybe something that kind of stuck out below like that as a brake light, and then just something different besides these turn signals. These turn signals just feel cheap. But I think that they know that most consumers who are going to buy this bike as their first bike, they're going to put in some money to have some accessories put on, probably eliminate this whole thing and do that with an aftermarket option. The seat, though it is small, is actually quite comfortable. Very plush. I'm a big guy, and when I rode it, I didn't feel any discomfort at all. Same thing they did on this engine. Side here, 449 centimeters. 1989. That's just a real classy touch in my opinion. Belt drive, love belt drive. Very low maintenance, great power distribution. 130/90/16 in the front. Same kind of spoke mag design in the front. Liquid cooled, of course. Same kind of cheapy turn signals in the front. Not a huge fan of. Very nice hand controls like are on the 450 SS. Full color display. Very nice looking display. Gear position indicator, fuel indicator, tachometer, digital tachometer, speed gauge. One thing I really like about the Cfmoto bar-end style mirror is these are actually breakaway bar-end style mirrors, meaning they're designed for you to get bumped into like that, and you're not going to really have much of an issue. Now, one of the things that I think that, you know, I kind of wish that they had done for an entry-level rider, a 450cc purchaser, those guys, this is going to be their first time motorcycle, and I really feel like this bike almost doesn't need a passenger set at all. And it would be kind of nice if Cfmoto brought over made a little more bomber-esque design that just had a single seat, maybe a little thinner front tire, a little taller front tire. Maybe just, you know, with the money that they're saving from not having a rear set and a rear seat, just do that. Maybe to discourage the entry-level rider from having a passenger initially, since they're not necessarily ready for that skill level yet, and save that for the intermediate cruiser that hopefully they would move into after this. But great fuel economy, plenty of power for most people, especially in the entry-level rider. All in all, I think it's a beautiful motorcycle. Probably the best looking entry-level machine in its category. Do like these little cutouts they've got for your knees and the tank. I say cutouts, it's kind of a divot. Anyway, that's a quick look at the brand new CLC 450. Thank y'all for watching, and we'll see you next time.